let's start with this AOC quote-unquote attack. Here is Alex Stein, comedian, and I guess we can call him a rabble-rouser, on the Capitol going after AOC.
See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
I want to do a little selfie.
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC.
Okay, so AOC heard him, giving a shout out to the booty. She gave him the peace sign, clearly was not upset, but then later on when the video went viral, she realized he said the thing about babies and abortion, and then she got very, very upset and she issued this response.
I think the thing that was so crazy about that incident is not even that it happened, but that it happened on the Capitol steps right in front of a Capitol police officer. And this dude was engaged, like this wasn't about a political opinion, protest, or anything like that. He was engaged in very clearly sexually threatening, aggressive behavior right in front, on the Capitol steps in front of an officer. And he wasn't even asked to take a step back. Like, this officer was just cool with it.
Okay, so AOC doesn't like being harassed, except just a few days ago, you guys might remember that Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh had to leave a Morton's steakhouse in D.C. from the back exit because a bunch of protesters were out front. Here was AOC's tweet on that. She wrote, "Poor guy. He left before his souffle because he decided half the country should risk death if they have an ectopic pregnancy within the wrong state lines. It's all very unfair to him. The least they could do is let him eat cake." Kurt, do you think that she doesn't get irony, or that they are the ones who have unleashed this, or there is an inconsistency here, etc.?
Well, just a little bit. What I really like, well, first of all, I think it's time that we shout out the racism of this anti-Sir Mix-a-Lot agenda that she's obviously embraced.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
Yeah, but she tries to deny, and if Alex wants to call out her amazing Latina booty, in his words, I actually prefer a sleeker Latina booty, but that's my personal call. I think it's interesting that she redefines the rules of politics, where you're allowed to intimidate people to gain a political effect, but then she wants to regulate that. She's like, you can bother them at a steakhouse, but you can't talk about her ass. It's remarkable, and I just kind of like scratched my head and said, who told you get to decide all this stuff? How about we'll do whatever we want, including talking about your junk in the trunk, and you can shut up, you gibbering half-wit. Because she's not a smart lady. That's not, her brains are not her biggest asset, if you get my drift.
Kurt, I did say to my guys 5 minutes before the show started we were going to be demonetized on YouTube just for me saying your name, and I'm sure that's already happened, so I'm glad you're here, my friend. Chad, is the point here with these guys that there's just no level of irony? They simply don't care if we expose them for saying you can't protest these people, or you can't protest me, but you can protest these people. Or the tweet she sent out that you may remember a couple of weeks back, that the point of protest is to make people uncomfortable. But now, of course, she's the victim.
Well, you can point out the hypocrisy over and over again of the left and the progressives and the wild-eyed woke. You can't define a woman, but then men can't speak out about abortion because they're not women. Then you go to this, and I don't think that AOC. Look, she was a bartender. She's used to having catcalls. I'm quite certain that she is. So this is it. But the thing that's crazy about this is how her big issue is more about the Capitol police officer who wasn't defending her or something, while her boyfriend just walked the dog and walked right on in.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about, the hypocrisy is one thing, and people have to understand that's what a guy like Alex Stein, who is a comedian, he's a prankster, This is a guy who puts on a women's swimsuit and trolls city council meetings. He is comedy's shock jock. He's a friend. He's opened several shows for me. I have watched conservatives in the audience sit there with mouths agape at the things that come out of his brain. He wanted to do this. He was trolling the hypocrisy for this very reason. I texted him, as soon as I saw the video, and he said, she walked right into my trap. And you see the results of it.